No pain, no gain. What do we think about that? We have something called our winning formula. So our winning formula is something that has worked for us perhaps all of our lives or a big part of our lives that is kind of our go-to, our default. In some people it's comedy, or some people it's working hard, or for some people it's empathy. So whatever that thing is that is our winning formula is good because it serves us. And at the same time, there's the other side of it, which is our blind spots. And so I pose the question, is it true that without pain, you cannot have gain? My winning formula, my go-to, has always been hard work and hustle. And that's how I was wired and programmed, because I started working at the age of 13. And that, of course, served me because I know how to make money by labor. At the same time, it only took me so far, because we go through this phase of E to P, which is essentially entrepreneurship, and you hit a ceiling, or hard work and hustle, and it'll bring you to a certain point, and you cap out because you're doing all you know how to do. And then you need to move and evolve to P, which is being on purpose. So E to P is entrepreneurship to being purposeful. And once we hit that ceiling of achievement, which is all that we know how to do, not good or bad, it just is, we need to reach outside of ourselves for outside resources. People, coaches, people that have been there before, that have done the thing. So it was interesting when I was thinking about this morning. No pain, no gain. I was on the treadmill doing Tabata, which the whole thing is based on the premise of pushing yourself to the extreme. So when I'm done, I feel like I'm going to fall off and die, and I do every day, and that's actually very purposeful. So I think when it comes, based on experience, when it comes to working out, sometimes we do push ourselves. We actually do need to experience pain in order to have muscle growth. We actually break the muscle down. When it comes to the other thing, which is business success or sales success or success in life, I don't think that's true at all. What I believe to be true is that it doesn't take pain. What it takes is, if we want to have growth, so we call it gain growth, if you want to have growth, which is really one of the reasons why we're here, is to grow and to experience. If we want to experience growth, we have to change. And we have to be intentional about that. And so that doesn't require pain. What it requires is freaking discipline. And it requires focus. And it does require effort. But it doesn't need to be painful. And so one thing that's helped me, by the way, if you're watching this live, please let me know that, pound live down below, or if you're watching this later, type in pound later. And if this is resonating with you, this idea of needing to have it hurt, it's all made up. It's all bullshit. It doesn't need to. Consider this, is if you are loving what you're doing, if you're made for it, if you're actually expressing your true self, and you're actually doing something which is following a principle, which is find what you love to do, what you're really good at. This is called ikigai. It's a Japanese term based on living your truest self, and you find that place at the corner, at the intersection of purpose and mission. And so when you find the thing you're supposed to do and you're doing it every single day, it doesn't hurt. It actually feels real good. You can't stop doing it. You can't help yourself. And so it doesn't need to be that way. And so the question I ask is, when I'm about to embark on something that people say is hard, is ask the question, what if it was easy? What if it's easy? Well, if you ask a question, that opens the mind to a possibility of something other than that. If you ever hear someone say, oh, you're going to go into business. Oh, business is hard. That shit's a program. That's something that someone told you. I'm sorry to have someone tell you that. It doesn't need to be hard. It could be challenging for sure. I can tell you that. I've fallen down 100,000 times, and maybe I've gotten up 100. It's challenging, but it doesn't need to be, it doesn't need to be painful. So we experience growth, and that's the whole point, is it does require growth and focus and discipline. And it also requires constant space repetition, which I shared that before, of who you want to be in order to have that thing work out. William James said that it is our attitude at the beginning of a difficult task which more than anything else will affect a successful outcome. Listen to that. That's pretty powerful stuff. What he's saying is that our attitude, and what I know about attitude, is that it's a combination of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. People don't understand attitude. It's a combination of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Thoughts, feelings, and actions, like a recipe in a cake. It's their attitude at the beginning of any task which will determine the outcome more than any other factor, how you go into it. So if you go into it saying, this is going to be hard, I know this is going to be hard, it's going to be painful, that's exactly what you're going to get. What you focus on expands. There's a story in a book, if you haven't read it yet, U Squared. By the way, if this is resonating with you and you want to go deeper on this, click on the link in this video. I go deep on all of these things in that class that I created. Click on the link and you'll learn more. U Squared, written by Price Pritchett. He talks about the opening chapter of the book. He talks about the fly that's burning out its last resources. It's trying to get through the door, right? Or I'm sorry, the window. It's pounding up against the window and flying up against the window, banging its head against it over and over and over again. I know what that feels like. That was me doing the best I knew how to do until I realized there was another way. So the fly is and he said that the flapping wings tell a story about the fly's belief system. Try harder, try harder, try harder. The fly falls dead on the floor, and he's watching this from his hotel room bed. Not a matter of 5 feet away, the door was wide open the whole time. So, is there a door that's wide open right now for something you can walk right through? Or are you beating your head against the wall trying to do the same thing and expecting a different result? Einstein said that expecting a different result, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, is called insanity. Gain does not require pain. It requires elegance, focus, faith, belief, seeing yourself with it already accomplished. And when you do that, and you make a committed decision like I shared about with another video, you're stepping into greatness. And when you do that and you make a committed decision, you get help from unseen forces. When you see yourself at the end, already done, you see when you're jumping across a chasm, you're not supposed to look down. You look at the place where you're going to land. You rivet your attention on that landing place, and that's it. And all the people and the circumstances and the events and the opportunities will begin to unfold for you. It's magical in that way. Pain or gain does not require pain. Hopefully this has served you today. And I want to leave you with this. To live the square of your life. The square of life, from my experience, is to find joy in every moment. Growth, because spirit is for expansion and fuller expression. Freedom, time and money freedom. What are we looking for here? What are we seeking? We also, if you're an entrepreneur, that's what you're looking for. Time and money freedom. Freedom, growth, joy, and finally authenticity. Are you being your authentic self? The square of life, those four things together really, really will represent a life well lived. And I think is the epitome of success. If you want to know more about that, click on the link, and you can always comment and let me know your thoughts on this. And I'm here to help you. So hopefully this has served you today. We'll see you soon.